evening, viewer. Welcome to our Glory Globe TV viewers. Breaking news and amazing too. South Asia is home to one of the world's most diversified populations, who are around 1.5 billion people. A mashup of many ethnic identities, languages, religions, castes, and customs reside. The scientists have now revealed a thorough analysis of this population evolutionary history. According to preprint published on Biorexiv last month as reported by science.com, the whole genome study from South Asia provides fresh insights into the origins of India's Iranian ancestors and the timing of their settlement by prehistoric hunter-gatherers. The study also revealed the high diversity of genes from Neanderthals and Denisovans. Due to the lack of relics of this extinct human ancestor in India, scientists are theorizing as to how these genes got there and why they persisted. According to population geneticist Kesley Witt of Clemson University, global genetic sequencing efforts have largely ignored India. We are learning a lot about populations that we did not know much about, he said. Three ancestral populations make up the majority of Indians. Farmers with Iranian ancestry who arrived between 4700 and 3000 BC, hunters and gatherers who inhabited the area for tens of thousands of years, and herders from the central Eurasian steppe region who swept into the area about 3000 BCE. Priya Moorjani, a population genetist at the University of California, Berkeley, who co-led the earlier study, and colleagues confirmed the identities of the ancestral groups. The team sequenced over 2,700 modern Indian genomes using data from the longitudinal aging study and India Diagnostic Assessment of Dementia. These genomes included speakers of nearly every major language group, individuals from all tribals and castes, and people from early and nearly every geographic region. The researchers also examined the previously retrieved ancient DNA from Iranian ancestry groups that existed before the genetic pulse into India. Further, they carried out simulations to determine whose genes most closely matched the genetic patterns observed in modern Indians. Farmers from Sarazm, an old agriculture hub in the northwest of what is now Tajikistan, were the most compatible. These farmers reared livestock, farmed wheat and barley, and engaged in significant commerce with other countries in Eurasia. Michael Frachetti, an archaeologist at Washington University in St. Louis, who was not engaged in the new research, said that he was highly compelled by the study. He mentioned that for a long time that Sarazam would have been a crucial hub for the spread of domestic animals, farming and human genes into Kashmir and northwest India. A very important story is being told here. Most people underestimate how interconnected societies were throughout prehistoric times, he said. However, other ancestral populations remain somewhat vague. According to biological anthropologist, he says the relative paucity of ancient DNA samples from India means other ancient source populations could be missing from the mix. Further, researchers argued about whether stone tools discovered in India that dates back to about 80,000 years were made by modern humans, and if so, whether this means that present populations still have their genetic heritage. But however, scientists have not been able to identify the makers of those tools because there are no remains connected to them. According to the current study, those early toolmakers only left their mark on living people by estimating the amount of genetic mutation that occurs between generations and calculating how long it would have taken for India's modern population to reach its current state of variation. The researchers claim that the settlers who gave rise to modern Indians were part of a single migration out of Africa approximately 50,000 years ago. In addition, the researcher discovered that the modern people in the sample had 1% to 2% of their ancestry from Neanderthals and their close relatives. The Denisovans about the same as Europeans. However, as compared to other global populations, Indians together possess an astounding diversity of these ancient genes. Bien, that's report. Glory Globe TV, Delhi, Bharat.